Good morning, students. How are you all? Hope you all have enjoyed your holidays, 4 days holidays, isn't it? So, okay. Welcome back to your lesson in commerce, that methods of training. After learning the methods of training, now we are going to learn the benefits of training. Training to the employees of an organization. Okay, what are the benefits? Many benefits are there. First, we will see the benefits to the organization. Okay, what are the benefits an organization gets since it gives training to its employees? Okay, first one, we know we have learned many places. It increase the or it improves the that knowledge and skill of the employees. So that is the benefits to the employees, isn't it? But how it is a benefit to the organization? It increases the productivity. Okay, productivity and profitability. We know the after getting the training from the experts, the employees, they gain some knowledge and the skill, isn't it? How to perform an activity, how to do a job, how to work in the organization, and they will become perfect because they do the same work repeatedly because of division of work, so that production will increase. If the production quantity of production with the quality, then the organization can earn profit. Okay, then it reduces wastages. It reduces wastages. Wastages, that means they know how to do a work and very fast with the quality. So there may not be any wastage of product or material. Understand? And that either or otherwise the wastage may be getting reduced, or it may be negative. No wastages, or if at all they get wastage also, it will be very less wastages. Okay, then since they give training, they are updating the employees with the recent trend, isn't it? So the latest trend, they are exposed to the latest trend. The new in the if any introduction of new technologies and any methods that will be introduced to the employees. So they are updated to the latest trend of the organization. Okay. Then, since they give training, they do not need to give more supervision. Already they have given how to work, so they may not be supervised often. Okay, so many people can be supervised together. Then, since they know how to work, they can reduce the accidents for themselves or for others. They can reduce the accidents in the workplace, and if there is no accident, they can reduce the compensation payment also. If there is accident, what they have to do, the organization has to pay some amount as compensation as per that quantity of that accident, isn't it? If that one small finger, the one that scratch, something happens, no problem. But that losing a leg or hand, that they have to compensate with a great amount, isn't it? So that can be also reduced. And again, it reduces the labor turnover. We know what is labor turnover. Leaving the employment. The employees leave the employment and get outside the organization. That will be getting reduced because they have got enough knowledge and they can apply, and they can work without any problem. They have come to know about the work very well. They do their work and they can perform the work very well, isn't it? So they may not think to get out of the organization. And it improves the union and management relation, because they give more training to their employees, and the training will be given either maybe by the managerial personnel or supervisory level. So they have, since they work together, they will have a better union and management relation. Okay, all are these the benefits of training to the organization. Okay, next one we will learn the benefits to the employees. Benefits to employees. How the training helps to the employees, that we know. The first point, or for the organization also we learned, they improve the skill of employees. Okay, that's the main thing. So they add to the, they learn, they have the knowledge and skill, and they are the getting competency. All these can be improved. Okay, knowledge, skill and competency of the employees will be improved. They can compete with any organization or any people. They can work, if they are given proper training, they can work with competency, and knowledge and skill will be improved. They can understand more about the job that is taught in the training. And employees can get promotion. Without giving training, they cannot learn the job easily. Since they are given training, how they can gain promotion? They are well versed. They know the job very well. They do the work very quickly, and they get their performance is very good. The management will be watching their performance, isn't it? They observing their performance. Since if their performance is very good, they can get promotion in the job. Okay, the third point, that employees productivity will be increased. Overall productivity is increasing for the organization. We have learned here each person's productivity, how much they produce. Okay, that also will be improved a lot. Then it increases the moral of the employee. Moral of the employee. But if he does not get any training, if he does not know the job at all, anything, how can he work in the organization? Isn't it? So now he has a good understanding about the co-workers or the one who provides the training, maybe the trainer. Okay, so his moral will get improved. Then the employees' earnings will be high. If it increases the productivity, then they will be rewarded, isn't it? Either through any reward or incentive will be given for the employees, since they work very well. Okay, so that has happened because of the training. Then it builds up the confidence of the employee. Okay, because he just concentrate his full concentration towards his job only. Okay, he is concentrating fully on his job because he has got a thorough knowledge about his job. Okay, so that one build up, that one increases his confidence that he can do that job because he was given enough training to do his job. He has got full confidence how to do that job. Okay, so it increases his confidence. And it is helping him to observe the safety practices. We have studied there, it reduces accident. How? Because he observed the safety practice, how to safeguard himself if an accident takes place. Okay, if he is working in a dangerous situation, how to overcome that dangerous situation will be taught for him. So he can avoid accident because he has uh, gained that knowledge how to protect himself. Safety practices will be observed. Okay, so these are the benefits to the employees. Now some benefits are also there for the customers. Okay, the main is one, the customers, the quality of the product. Okay, since if the trained employees are working, then they will have learned, they gain knowledge about the product, their production, their work. Okay, if they do very well, the quality of the product will be very good, that is purchased by the customers. Okay, that is the first point. And since they are updated with the new trend, isn't it? So with that one, they can innovate, they can introduce some new products. Innovative products will be introduced, or value added products. Okay, value added products will be provided for the customers, or the new innovative products. Okay, new products or innovative products will be produced because the new system, new technologies are taught to the workers through their training. Okay, so whenever there is a new technology that will be introduced by the organization, those who adopt, those who provide training for their employees. Okay, so all these are the benefits to the organization, benefits to employees, and benefits to the customers. Okay, now we will mark these question answers. Off the job training is given outside the factory. Vestibule training is provided in a situation similar to actual working environment. Improves skill levels of employees to ensure better job performance. Training. When trainees are trained by supervisor or by superior at the job is called apprenticeship training. Then dash is useful to prevent skill obsolescence of employees. Training. Then training methods can be classified into dash training and dash training, on the job and off the job. Then case study method is dash type of training, both theory and practical training. Case study, both theory and practical. Elaborate discussion on specific topic comes under dash method of training, conference method of training. What is mentoring training method? I think we have marked everything. Once again we will see. Okay, mentoring, second question. 103. Mentoring under the heading mentoring. Okay. Full. This one, to second point, third point it is, then fourth point. Okay, 4 points. Third question, what is role play? 106. Here, from here, then this one, then one example also I can mark. Okay. What is vestibule training? 107. We have marked, I think. Then what do you mean by on the job? 103, on the job training. Then various steps in a training program. 102. Short note on trainer and trainee. That is also given. 102 in the two heading. Trainer, trainee. Define training. Discuss various types of training. Then full. Okay, up to on the job, on off the job. All the heading you have to write and write one point there. Okay. Then difference between that full 108 page, that table. Okay. Now the benefits of training only we have learned today. The benefits of training here 108 from here to here. Okay. Fully you have to learn. Okay, students, we have completed this chapter 12 and from 13 to 18 we have completed already, isn't it? So around 18 lessons, up to 18 lessons we have completed. Then today I will start the 19th lesson now. Today we will learn the lesson 19. The unit 7, business environment. Okay, business environment. Business environment, you know, environment or environment, we can pronounce in two way. Okay, environment or environment. Business environment, if you say that is easy for you to write the correct spell. Or environmental factors. That is the chapter. Okay. Environmental factors. So first we will learn about the business environment. I will explain what is the meaning. Okay, environment means that is surrounding the, what is the environment we ask, isn't it? Just the surrounding or the condition surrounding we say. That is environment. So we can say maybe inside and outside the organization. What are the factors that influence the business operation? That we can say the business environment. May either the factors may be within the organization, that we can group under the factors. Okay, internal factor, external factor. That we will learn later. But now to understand the meaning of business environment, you should know that many factors available that influence, that gives some impact on the business organization. Okay, all the factors, all the condition, all the things that influence the business organization, that it gives some impact in the business organization. They are called the business environment. Okay, what are the things affect the business organization? Either in taking decisions and for the management, or any that working conditions of the workers. If anything, any factor that influence the business organization, we can say that is called business environment. Okay, so it is a total of many factors, or any organization, or any human factors, human beings, that they influence the organization. We can group them under this environmental factors. Okay, so for the success or for the functioning of any organization, some factors influence the organization. Either that for the functioning or the operation of the business organization will be having some impact on the business factors. Those business factors are called environmental factors. Okay, because any that management, the managerial people have to take some decisions related to the running of the organization, or their development of the organization in future. They have to analyze one analysis. Okay, the analysis is there, that is called SWOT analysis. I think you might have heard this in lower classes. SWOT analysis. The S stands for strength. Okay, then W stands for weaknesses. What are their strengths? What are the weaknesses? Then O stands for opportunities. Then T stands for threats. Okay, so they have to analyze before taking a proper decision, or that planning of the organization. They have to analyze all these points. That is called SWOT analysis. They have to analyze about the strength of the organization. Once they analyze strength, the opposite side of the strength is weaknesses. That also must be analyzed. Okay, then what are the opportunities they have? That once they analyze the opportunities, they have to analyze the opposite side of the opportunities, that is called threats. Okay, the first two, strengths and weaknesses, we can say that is within the organization as the internal factors. But these opportunities and threats can be identified as the external factors of the organization. Okay, external and that environmental factors. So we can say this one can be controlled, isn't it? Internal factors can be controlled, because all these strength and weakness, only the strength can be encouraged, but the weaknesses can be altered. It can be analyzed and it can be removed from the people, those who have the weaknesses. Okay, so they are under the control of the management or the business organization. But these opportunities and threats sometimes come outside, so we can say they are uncontrollable. Okay, uncontrollable factors. Okay, so we have got some idea about the business environment. Now again we will learn the definition of business environment. Okay, business environment, the definition. Definition given by Bayard O. Wheeler. Bayard O. Wheeler. He has defined business environment as the total of all things, everything, okay? Total of all things external to firms and industries. Okay, he's telling only the external factors. Bayard, what he says, all business environment is the total of all things external to firms and industries, not internal. He's telling environment means outside, isn't it? We say. So he has concluded as the external factors. Okay. What he says, business environment is the total of all things external to firms and industries which affect their organization. Okay, their organization and operation. That is called the business environment, he says, about the external factors. Okay, once again his words, because it is one of the very short answer. Okay, business environment is the total of all things external to firms and industries which affect their organization and operation. That is called business environment as per Bayard O. Wheeler. Okay, one is enough, I think. Another one has said, Arthur Beeman. He has said business environment encompasses the climate or set of conditions. Okay, because it is joining. It is that combination of what? Conditions that are economic, social and political or institutional. Okay, in which the business operation are conducted. Because a business is run within the zone only, economic, social and political or institutional conditions. Each one, all these together is called business environment. Okay, here only external he has said, there he has included many areas. Okay, now we will learn about the significance of understanding the business environment. Now we should understand why this environmental factors should be analyzed. Okay, that means the business environment, the analysis of business environment is whether necessary, what is the need, why. Okay, that we will learn. That is called under the heading significance of business environment. Okay, why we need to learn the business environment, why should know the understanding of business environment, why it is necessary. Because it helps in formulating the strategy and future planning. Future planning. So we are analyzing about the that they are collecting many data relating to the business environment. Okay, this one they are collecting, and why we collect that one? In order to formulate the business strategies. Okay, that their that rules and regulation, or that their system, that process, and how to in future they have to take some measures to improve the business environment. Okay, to develop the business. So in order to bring some development in the business, now they should analyze about the business environment in order to plan for the formulating business strategy and for the future planning. They have to analyze the business environment. We should understand about the business environment. Okay, and it enables to identify the opportunities available. That we have learned already, the opportunities is the external factor, isn't it? That the opportunities and the threat. So here we can say one example. This business environment helps them to identify the opportunities available. How? Because one living example is there. In 1980s, only that one group, Dr. Reddy, okay, he has identified the that need for providing some that health care, okay. So they have to he has started, Dr. Reddy, he has started one that medical group that is called Apollo Medicals, Apollo Hospital, medicals, everything. Afterwards, only now they are giving some deduction in the bill. Okay, 1% will be reduced and given as reduction. All these facilities are availed through this man. Okay, Dr. Reddy, he has provided the that world class facilities for the people. Then environment is scanning. So this one is related to the threats. That is needed because they can identify the threats of the organization that affect the business. Okay, what are the threats they have and how to overcome these threats can be found out. Okay, if they learn about the business environment. Then the business aid, how it is becoming a business aid. Now we know that environment or it is keep on changing, isn't it? So how to that it is a fast changing, we can say, isn't it? The business, it's the whole world is changing very fast. So in order to cope up with the change, this learning, the understanding about the business environment is very essential. Okay, so it helps us a business aid. Then public image. Their image, they can increase their image among in the public. How? If they understand the business environment, maybe internal and especially external environment very keenly, if they observe and they act accordingly, okay, they cope up with the changes, then they can create a good image among the people. Here also there is a living example, the Aditya Group, Birlas, okay. Aditya Birlas, more. They provide, we do not know what they supply because I think I do not have an idea about this one. Okay, so they are providing, what they provide we don't know. Retail, large scale retail store. Okay, so they can purchase like the Amazon, they provide even provision also they provide, we have heard, isn't it? The same way this group also they provide the retail things, what are the that day to day, that whatever we purchase from the store, okay, that all those products what are necessary for our day to day use, they will be supplied. That home delivery is done through this environment, learning through environment. Okay, so their public image is improved. Okay, these are the significance of business environment. Now we will mark the question answer. Okay, we will mark the question answer. Define business environment. 171. the first definition. Okay, the first definition. The long answer, fourth one. Okay, 170. Significance of understanding from here. Okay, only 5 points available. You mark that one. Okay, only these two question answers, and then the previous lesson you have to learn the training, benefits of training. Okay, students. So this much you have to learn. So we will learn the remaining things in the next class. Okay, students. Thank you very much.